Hi, I just finished reading The Virgin Suicides by Euginedes. It's the last day of 2022, so I'm not sure how I feel about finishing the year with such a sweet and sad story, but here it is. This is The Virgin Suicides by Euginedes. The story is about a family, the Lisbon family. It's a small suburban American middle class family. They live in a neighborhood that is known for their automobile industry. A typical suburban life. They have five daughters, and the story begins with one of their daughters lying in a pool of her blood in the bathtub. Her name is Cecilia, and uh, this girl is taken to the hospital, and that uh, point of attempted suicide then sets in motion a chain of events that um, basically exposes a lot of the mentality of what a sad, repressed household might look like. So, when Cecilia, that's the girl who has attempted suicide, when she goes to the hospital, the doctor says that they are teenagers, all the girls, they are 13, 14 or so, and they need to have an outlet, they need to basically have a way of interacting with the world because the father is a school teacher. The girls go to the same school. The mother is apparently very strict, very dour, very joyless, and and the doctor says that perhaps it is playing on the psyche of these girls. So they have a party, and the description of that party is um, it's just some kind of a hollow setup that the parents are arranging because it's doctor prescribed. Yeah, that's the way to describe it, a doctor prescribed party. And in that party, Cecilia then goes and jumps off the terrace. She commits suicide then, and from then on, the just the girls, the remaining, the surviving Lisbon girls, as almost assume a mythic quality. So when they go to school, people don't know how to engage with them or interact with them. There is a very popular boy who falls in love with one of the girls, Lux, and the story of Lux is perhaps um, it's the compass of everything that is beautiful and broken. The so Lux is this girl who becomes sexually promiscuous, perhaps because of the grief that she wants to get over. The girls go to a prom, go to a school prom, and Lux and this boy that is in love with her trip, uh, they get together, and I mean, they get intimate, and then she can't go through with it. I wasn't very clear about what the book tried to suggest there, but she's very broken, and this boy can't handle it, so he leaves from the prom, and she has to get home on her own in a cab. Her sisters have already reached before, and then the mother is just so taken aback with Lux's uh, abrasiveness that she basically shuts her out, I think, emotionally also. And then you see the mother burning any source of joy that the girls have, like she burns the records, she doesn't allow the girls to wear makeup, the windows are always closed, the girls are not allowed out of the house after the prom night. And the best, I think the most moving part is that this entire story is being told from point of view of some boys in the neighborhood who loved the girls, and they, as much as they loved and as much as they were curious, they were outsiders to the story. So a lot of what they feel is going on with the girls is comes from their description of the house that the girls lived in. And this was a really really spectacularly moving part, that like when they are talking about the paint peeling, or just the gutters overflowing and swampiness, and things like that of the house. It just kind of indicated a certain decay or a rot that has set in their hearts. And then all that happens, and then so we've lost one of the sisters, Cecilia. The other four are trying to make it through, one way or the other. The girls are lost and sad in their own way, and then they tried reaching out, and they started trying to reach out to these boys, through uh, through messages. So the reason it's called Virgin Suicides is because when Cecilia, the first sister, attempts suicide in the bathtub, she is holding a picture of Virgin Mary in her hands. So later, when the girls try to reach out to the boys, they have these pictures of a Virgin Mary stuck in people's cycle spokes, or they are sending letters and things like that. Um, and it's just the description of decay, that is very moving. Finally, what happens is that these girls get in touch with these boys, and they somehow invite these boys to their house. I mean, they try to intimate that we want to get away from here. So the boys are ready to rescue and all that. So they reach the house one night, and that night, the rest of the four girls commit suicide. Um, Again, of the four, three manage to commit, and one of them survives. But it's almost as if by that time everybody is just expecting the girls to quit living. So the last girl, incidentally Mary, that's her name, the last sister who is surviving, she just, like it's almost as if people have forgotten that she is alive. So there's a bench that is dedicated in the memory of the Lisbon girls, even though the last one is still surviving. And um, and that's basically the book. That what happened to these girls? How did they survive? And interestingly, as a counterpoint, how did the girls? Why did the girls commit suicide? And as a counterpoint, why did the parents not? What Just the fatigue of the parents explained in the book, that every time a girl is dead, the EMS services comes and takes the girls away, and they are just getting attuned to the gaze of the neighbors. It was really really sad, but the language again is very evocative. So one of the ways in which the boys remember these girls after they are dead and gone is like they've collected a lot of the memorabilia, and Cecilia, the first sister's diary, is one of them. And through the diary, these boys try to get a peek into what the girls were about. So this is one paragraph from the book, the novel. This is what the boys have felt. We felt the imprisonment of being a girl, the way it made your mind active and dreamy, and how you ended up knowing which colors went together. We knew that the girls were our twins, that we all existed in space like animals with identical skins, and that they knew everything about us, though we couldn't fathom them at all. We knew finally that the girls were really women in disguise, that they understood love and even death, and that our job was merely to create the noise that seemed to fascinate them. And yes, that is the book, and it's a fabulous read.